In the final days of April 1945, Adolf Hitler, the leader of Nazi Germany, faced the collapse of his regime. Surrounded by Soviet forces, he spent his last hours inside a fortified bunker beneath Berlin. What exactly happened during those final 48 hours? We explore the events step by step. Who was there? What decisions were made? And why this moment marked a turning point in modern history. By late April 1945, World War II in Europe was nearly over. The Soviet Red Army had advanced deep into Germany. Berlin, the capital, was under constant artillery fire and air raids. Most of Hitler's generals and political leaders had either fled or surrendered. Yet Hitler chose to remain in the Führerbunker, a reinforced underground shelter near the Reich Chancellery. The bunker held military staff, secretaries, and a few close allies. Among them were Joseph Goebbels, Hitler's propaganda minister, and Eva Braun, his longtime companion. Food was limited, communications were failing, and morale was collapsing. Still, Hitler refused to leave the city, insisting he would not be captured alive. On 28 April, news reached the bunker that Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had been captured and executed. His body had been displayed in public. This confirmed Hitler's fear of humiliation if he were caught. On 29 April, Hitler dictated his final political will and testament. He named Admiral Karl Donitz as his successor, bypassing Hermann Göring and Heinrich Himmler, whom he believed had betrayed him. That same night, he married Eva Braun in a brief civil ceremony inside the bunker. The atmosphere was tense. Those present recalled a sense of resignation. By 30th April, Soviet troops were only a few blocks away. Shells shook the bunker walls. At midday, Hitler ate a simple meal with his staff. He then retreated to his private quarters with Eva Braun. Around 3:30 in the afternoon, a gunshot was heard. When staff entered the room, they found Hitler dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Eva Braun had taken cyanide. Following his instructions, their bodies were carried outside to the garden of the Reich Chancellery. There, they were doused in fuel and set on fire. The burning was incomplete due to the constant bombardment. In the hours that followed, Goebbels assumed control but refused to leave Berlin. On May 1st, he and his wife killed their 6 children before taking their own lives. The next day, May 2nd, Berlin surrendered to Soviet forces. The death of Hitler marked the symbolic collapse of Nazi Germany. Within a week, German forces across Europe laid down their arms. On May 8, 1945, the war in Europe officially ended with unconditional German surrender. The events inside the bunker also reveal the psychology of total defeat. Hitler's refusal to escape or negotiate prolonged suffering for both civilians and soldiers. His final hours highlighted the isolation, mistrust, and rigid ideology that had shaped his leadership. The destruction of his body was an attempt to prevent his remains from becoming a monument. Still, the mystery surrounding those last moments fueled decades of investigation, testimony, and historical debate. The final 48 hours of Adolf Hitler's life remain one of the most studied episodes of the 20th century. They marked not only the end of a dictator, but also the end of a devastating global conflict in Europe. Inside the bunker, decisions and actions condensed years of war into a final, defining chapter. Understanding these hours helps us grasp how regimes collapse and why history remembers moments of downfall as powerfully as moments of rise.